Eagles are amazing creatures, and they have a lot to teach us about life and success. This video will be the first in a series where I point out key lessons by referencing these amazing creatures. The subject of today's video is Eagles Fly Alone. Eagles fly alone, and so you cannot soar like them if you surround yourself with chickens. The road to success is a very lonely one, and to be successful, you must learn to be comfortable with being on your own. Another thing is that for the eagle to soar, it must first abandon the comfort of the ground. You can't fly and walk at the same time. The question is, how badly do you want it? What are you willing to sacrifice to get it? Your calling will require you to leave certain things behind, even things you like. Your calling might require you to leave your job and explore the great unknown. Your calling may require you to cut some things and some people off your life. One of the reasons eagles fly alone is because other birds are not designed to handle certain heights. If God has given you a great vision, don't expect company from your friends or family. They won't see what you see because that purpose was assigned to you, not them. People will misunderstand you. Some will even try to talk you out of your dream. I'm not gonna lie. Walking a path no one has ever walked and doing it alone is not an easy undertaking. But if you were created to go where no man has ever been, you have to be willing to do what no man has ever done. Doing something that has never been done is hard because there is not much of a blueprint that you can follow. To be the first to do something is always tough, but everyone that has ever changed the world went through the lonely road. The people who have a lot of fans and followers today walked alone for a long time before they made it big. Before anyone can believe in your dream, you must believe in it first, in its infancy, or when it seems ridiculous. People laugh at big visions when they are small, but no one laughs at seeds before they are planted. In one interview, Will Smith said, "There is a certain so-called delusional quality that all successful people have. Visionaries see what others do not see, and they stick with their vision no matter what comes along. You have to believe that something different can still happen, even after going through the same struggles for years. You have to believe that you too can live a life of abundance and freedom. Watching other people obtain a salary at the end of the month while you struggle with your dream is kind of painful. But remember, eagles fly alone. Getting little or no support from anyone can be discouraging, but remember, eagles fly alone." Will Smith also said, "Being realistic is the most commonly traveled road to mediocrity." See, as soon as you set limits in your own mind, you shut down the factory of possibility. When you have already convinced yourself that it can be done, you will not even try. Almost every work of invention and innovation we enjoy today was once considered to be unrealistic or impossible. Before cell phones came to being, I am sure people considered the idea of wireless voice communication ludicrous. I can imagine that before the Wright brothers successfully flew the first plane, the idea of a big piece of metal transporting hundreds of people while defying gravity was considered absurd. Nelson Mandela said, "It always looks impossible until it's done." Wonder what you could achieve if you dared to stretch your imagination and challenge your concept of what you can and cannot do. If you see a lot of people on the path towards your destiny, it is a sign that you are not on the right path. The less people you see as you walk is a sign that you are on the right track. See, other birds can fly, but not as high as the eagle. As the eagle proceeds to higher altitudes, it sees less and less birds until it reaches the heights that only eagles can reach. Now that is the lonely place. Those who follow others like sheep will never know who they truly are. To find your unique power, you must lead yourself and follow your own path. The beauty of it is that when you have the courage to be yourself, people ultimately celebrate you. We idolize those that have the courage to do what we are afraid to do. Why is that? Because it is rare. All of your heroes have at some point been called losers, failures, and crazy. To have an extraordinary life, you must be willing to do what ordinary people are not willing to do. To have a 1% life, you must be willing to do 1% things. An eagle can't fly with the mindset of a chicken. Chickens move in groups and they validate each other, while eagles fly alone. Eagles don't need validation or external support. Rather, they are self-motivated. If an eagle can opt for flying at the level of the other birds, it would have sold itself short. That eagle would be living below its potential. To be truly successful and fulfilled, you must be willing to break away from the pack. To fly at the height of eagles, you must first know that you are an eagle. Knowledge of self is therefore also very important. A story is told about an eagle that thought he was a chicken. When the eagle was very small, he fell from the safety of his nest. A chicken farmer found the eagle, brought him to the farm, and raised him in a chicken coop among his many chickens. The eagle grew up doing what chickens do, living like a chicken and believing he was a chicken. A naturalist came to the chicken farm to see if what he had heard about an eagle acting like a chicken was really true. He knew that an eagle is king of the sky. He was surprised to see the eagle strutting around the chicken coop, pecking at the ground and acting very much like a chicken. The farmer explained to the naturalist that this bird was no longer an eagle. He was now a chicken because he had been trained to be a chicken, and he believed that he was a chicken. The naturalist knew there was more to this great bird than his actions showed as he pretended to be a chicken. He was born an eagle and had the heart of an eagle, and nothing could change that. The man lifted the eagle onto the fence surrounding the chicken coop and said, "Eagle, thou art an eagle. Stretch forth thy wings and fly." The eagle moved slightly, only to look at the man. Then he glanced down at his home among the chickens in the chicken coop, where he was comfortable. He jumped off the fence and continued doing what chickens do. "I told you it was a chicken," he said. The naturalist returned the next day and tried again to convince the farmer and the eagle that the eagle was born for something greater. He took the eagle to the top of the farmhouse and spoke to him. "Eagle, thou art an eagle. Thou dost belong to the sky and not to the earth. Stretch forth thy wings and fly." The large bird looked at the man, then again down into the chicken coop. He jumped from the man's arm onto the roof of the farmhouse. Knowing what eagles are really about, the naturalist asked the farmer to let him try one more time. He would return the next day and prove that this bird was an eagle. The farmer, convinced otherwise, said, "It is a chicken." The naturalist returned the next morning to the chicken farm and took the eagle and the farmer some distance away to the foot of a high mountain. They could not see the farm nor the chicken coop from this new setting. The man held the eagle on his arm and pointed high into the sky, where the bright sun was beaconing above. He spoke, "Eagle, thou art an eagle. Thou dost belong to the sky and not to the earth. Stretch forth thy wings and fly." This time, the eagle stared skyward into the bright sun, straightened his large body, and stretched his massive wings. His wings moved, slowly at first, then surely and powerfully, with the mighty screech of an eagle. He flew. Now, allow me to point out 3 key things from this story. Number 1, the environment you spend most of your time in shapes your worldview and your concept of self. Because it grew up amongst chickens, the eagle started believing that it was a chicken and even behaved like chickens. But I can imagine that the inbuilt instinct to fly troubled the eagle inside, though in a subtle manner. I believe that deep down the eagle knew that this is not me, but it had no other frame of reference apart from being a chicken. It had been conditioned and trained to think in a particular way. Number 2, all along as the naturalist tried to bring the best out of the eagle, it had the potential to fly. Right now, where you are, you possess the potential to be great. You just need to manifest it. You don't belong in the chicken coop, you belong in the sky. Number 3, and this is very important, for as long as the eagle was in the comfort zone from which it was brought up, it could not tap into its true power. When the naturalist came the 3rd time, it took the eagle to a place that was a distance away from the chicken coop. The eagle was no longer in its comfort zone. The eagle could not see the farm nor the chicken coop from this new setting. It was here that the eagle manifested its true nature and flew for the first time. A change of setting can help you realize who you truly are. For as long as you are in that familiar place, you will never realize your true potential. Think about it. If the naturalist did not come and take the eagle out of its comfort zone, that eagle would have lived its entire life believing it was a chicken and would have even died believing it was a chicken. The sad reality is that many people die without discovering who they truly are. Many people die without ever becoming what they were created to be because they hold on to the narrative of their conditioning. Miles Monroe said, "The richest place on earth is the graveyard because buried therein are books that were never written, inventions that were never created, songs that were never sung, and businesses that were never started." Now, the eagle's special ability forced it to break away from the chicken pack. That is the burden of being gifted. Talent isolates. You need to get to a point where you say, "Guys, I love you, but I can't stay here. I have heights to reach. I have to do this for myself, otherwise I will never be fulfilled."